Hey,
Hey, good morning.
good morning. Oh
Um,
man,
I haven't heard anything from Wesley in our chat yet.
I haven't either. I don't know.
Oh,
Mhm.
let's sit at the table. It's fine. How's the weather there in Idaho?
Um, it's cold. I kind of froze to death. Um,
Oh,
it was
getting to,
great.
it's getting to be winter time.
Yeah, I think I got a total of like 4 hours of sleep on my backpacking trip.
Oh my gosh. I bet it was really cold then. Did you find a good sleeping bag to keep you warm?
It's like a 0-degree bag. I just don't make body heat apparently, so I didn't like do anything.
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I don't think any of us really slept. So we were just like, we decided that the ratings on the sleeping bags say that you'll survive in that bag, but like you're not gonna be comfy in there.
Oh, I like so in Alaska, I'd go camping, and there was one time that it got really cold. I mean, it wasn't like negative or anything, but I woke up the next day because we were going to be camping for the week, and I drove down to a Walmart and I bought a -40 sleeping bag. And
Oh
the ones that zip up where you just have your little face like this,
no.
I stayed warm. So there are ones that keep you warm, and I am not one that like radiates heat. So but that's what I'm like. I don't go for like zero. I go for -40, like thick stuff, little cocoon bags.
Oh yeah. If
Yeah.
they had one of those to rent here, I totally would have done that.
Yeah. Let's see. So my son went camping here in Ohio, and it did get kind of cold, and I let him use that sleeping bag. And when you get really hot, it unzips from the bottom. And so
Mm.
I'm like, hey, how'd you sleep? Did you stay nice and warm? He's like, no, there was a hole in the bottom of the bag and I was freezing. I'm like, honey, that unzips so that your feet, if you get too hot, you can unzip it. And he didn't know that. So he did
Oh
not
my
stay
gosh.
very warm, poor kid.
Oh my gosh. That's actually the worst.
Okay, so let's
I forgot that I
see.
left my pan on the stove. Nothing in it.
Oh, I wonder if, oh, crap, you know what? That's what I did wrong. Um, I sent it to the wrong group chat.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let
Don't
me
know who
see.
that other dude is, but
Well, no, maybe that is the right one because it says two other people. Let me see. He says, haha, yeah, it was. Okay, so yeah, that was the right one. Okay, I was thinking two people. That was me and you, but no, that's all of us together.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we made the time. So, um, okay, so this week we have another exam going over 8 to 10. I did have a question for you. I noticed let me go back to my modules. It says that you can like participate in like a class overview for the
Mhm.
tests.
Yeah,
Have you ever done any of that?
I haven't.
Okay, I'll probably have to send a message. Yeah, review. It's a review exam concepts. And it says
Oh,
that you can attend or watch an instructor-led whole class gathering or ask questions in a class-wide discussion boards. Um, I don't know where you would go to do watching an instructor-led. Oh,
yeah, I don't
is
know.
that in person? Maybe no, because we're
I don't
online.
know. Yeah, like I don't know. I haven't heard anything here about on person or in person stuff on campus, so I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna put that on maybe our announcements to see. That was kind of my one.
No, yeah, I don't know. I didn't know about those like at all.
Okay.
I have to make myself a review though, because like I don't know. Like I use like the study guide given, but then I also like make my own kind of, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like making it helps me remember it.
I am not testing very well for this class. So I sent a message to our instructor. Can't spell instructor. Um, and because I was kind of upset about the test that I did a couple weeks ago that was proctored. So he let me
Mhm.
retake it and I went through and I studied it again and I'm like, okay, I understand this. And then the first few questions, I'm like, I don't remember like you gave me a study guide. There was nothing about this on the study guide. Like they're pulling questions from some randomness place. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I just don't understand the con. No, I do understand the concepts. It's just really the question, the way they word the questions is so just so.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm not sure because like I'm taking another psych class right now, and a lot of things like carry back and forth between the two. So I'm like,
mm,
I'm not even sure like if I'm getting it from this class that's helping me, or if the other one is like helping me with some of those like more random questions. I
I
don't know.
think I think probably like the other random questions because I seriously I pull I so we get the study guide. So I just downloaded. I don't. No, I didn't download this week. So I downloaded the PowerPoint, but I took the study guide and I'll take and I'll answer all of the questions. I'll go over all of that. I have all of the concepts and everything. So I'm studying everything from that.
Hmm.
And then I'll take and I found an AI where I can you have to put it into a PDF and then you can put it into the AI and it will
Ooh.
create um, flashcards. It will create test questions, like multiple choice, and it will create test questions that you have to type in the answers.
Oh,
So
dang.
I'm testing my knowledge like in three different ways, and I go through the flashcards and the multiple choice questions, and those ones I do really good at. And then the ones where I have to answer, it's like you understand, but to really answer better than you should have typed this. So I'm understanding the concepts. I just don't have like the exact phrasing and words for that for the information. So I'm
Yeah.
like, but when let's see if I can pull up anything. Um, when it asks you something that's just it's random is all what I can think of it.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
I
That's
don't know. And
interesting.
all of the like when I took the second test, I felt like most of the questions were better, but it definitely had like three that I'm like, are you kidding me? And
Hmm.
I wish we could. There were some tests, I don't think they're proctored though, that I used to highlight all the questions so that I could go over them later.
Yeah, no, it'd be nice to see what we do get right and wrong on quizzes and stuff. But
Uh,
no, but yeah, for both of the last two exams, I missed four questions. So I'm
that's
wondering if like
good.
it's the random ones that I'm missing. Like I wonder if it's the same ones. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm trying to see if I can find where my study guide was. Oh, I think I put it in my downloads. Um, mm, I stuck way too much stuff in there. I don't know if I'm gonna find it. It's in there somewhere. Um, attitudes, actions. I don't know, but anyways, that's what I did. So trying to study.
Mhm.
Well, this week's is on hostility and aggression. And did you get a chance to go over any of the questions yet?
Oh my gosh. I told myself I'd do it Saturday when I got back. That did not happen.
That's okay.
But
I
I'm
just
familiar with some of this stuff.
I I pull my stuff in and I just have it answer everything and then I go back through the book. Okay.
Mhm.
So we can go through all the questions. So like I said, this week's lesson objective is to like define and describe aggression in its forms, the theories for aggression, the influences on aggression, and factors that may counteract aggression. So we're going to be looking at defining physical aggression, verbal aggression, hostile aggression, instrumental aggression, and then theories are going to be genetic factors, neurological, wait, sorry. Theories are going to be biological theories, psychological theories, environmental and situational theories. And then influences on aggression are going to be biological influences, psychological influences, situational factors. And then factors that may counteract aggression are going to be social and cognitive interventions, environment and setting, reducing exposure to aggression, and institute measures. So, with our questions, we have um, 9 that we can choose from. So, we're going to be defining both hostile and instrumental aggression and give examples. So, I also pulled open PowerPoint
Oh
for,
yeah.
so, do you have the PowerPoint open at all?
I don't. I can
Okay,
go look for it, but
so that's okay. I'll be the lead student today. And like,
that
I stayed
works.
up, okay, so I stayed up super late, probably till like 3:30. I think I made
Oh
myself
gosh.
go get in bed at 3:30, but okay, so
Same.
this is the randomness. So I was scrolling on Facebook and this lady's reel came up and she takes sweatshirts and she turns them into she sweatshirts and flannels and she upcycles them. And so I probably went
Oh,
to the store and spent like $200 on secondhand like sweatshirts and flannels.
oh my
And I
gosh.
don't have any pictures I could show you, but I I made one for my daughter, and that one's super easy. But then I was gonna make one for me last night that should have been really easy, but I decided
Mhm.
to make one for my son who's 13. And to do it, I had to take 3 different sweatshirts together,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I cut all the seams down and I redid everything in it. And I you take like a t-shirt with a fun print on it. And so I cut that out and it was a Garfield and it turned out so cute. And I was having
Oh
so
my
much fun that
gosh.
I'm just like, I just want to finish this so he could wear it this morning. I was so tired. I just remember opening my eyes being like, oh, it's so cute on
Oh
him.
my
But
gosh.
so I'll have to take a picture and send it to you later. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
so on top of that, and my daughter, my younger daughter, she's been sick and got me sick. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just like, I'm like
Definitely got
trying to
sick from
keep my
camping.
eyes open.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I totally got something from camping because, like, I mean, I was dehydrated. I was hungry. I was sleep deprived. Like, not a good mix.
Oh, yeah, that would be hard. Come home and just be like, I just want some food.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so going back,
Oh yes.
define both hostile and instrument aggression. So let's look first.
I
We
think
have what?
I talked about this in one of my other classes. I
Yeah.
think hostile is like, I mean, you're actually mad at this person, like you are actually out to harm them in some way, whereas instrumental aggression is more like a child taking a toy from someone or like pushing them out of the way because they want to accomplish a goal of some kind. They want something, but it's
Mhm.
not targeted against the person necessarily, even though it comes across that way usually.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So it says on here, aggression springs from anger, and the goal is to injure. I would assume that would be mentally or physically or emotionally injure.
Mm-hmm.
And then instrumental is aggression that is means to some other end. And it gives the example of terrorism on there. So towards like a group, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did have, where's my other? I got like three windows open. Um, so aggression itself is physical or verbal behavior to cause harm. And the definition includes unintentional harm, such as accidents or sidewalks, collisions. It also includes actions that may involve pain as an unavoidable side effect of helping someone, such as dental treatments or surgery. Wait, what? Okay.
The heck?
Aggression is physical or verbal behavior intended to cause harm. Why would it give? Oh, it excludes. Okay, thank you. I'm like, what is my dentist like being aggressive? Like,
It's like
okay,
what?
that didn't
That
make
makes no
sense.
sense. That's
Okay,
weird.
it excludes unintentional harm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so yeah, it gives a couple other things. So hostile aggression, let's see if it gives any other thing. It just said springs from anger and aims to injure. And
Yep.
instrumental aims to injure, but is committed in the pursuit of another goal.
Mm-hmm.
So talks about terrorism, instrumental aggression, wars, aggression,
Yeah.
murders or hostile aggression. So yeah, it sounds like that's
Mm-hmm.
all named in there. Um, then we have some theories. What are some theories of aggression? Um, and it says to analyze the cause of aggression, social psychologists have focused on three big ideas: biological influences, frustration, and learned behavior. So
Okay, yeah, yeah.
aggression is a biological phenomenon. Um, so this one talks, it says Freud speculated that human aggression springs from self-destructive impulse that redirects the energy of a primitive death urge. You know, I really don't love Freud all that much.
He's
So
an interesting dude.
I'm like, why do we study him? He's kind of crazy. Like, don't we come up with any new theories? Why does it always go back to Freud? Okay. Um,
No.
I guess he was instrumental in psychology and development on it, but some of
Yeah,
his theories are kind of way far-fetched out there. Okay.
I know. That's crazy.
Wasn't he, I'm trying to go back to psychology. I think everything stemmed from like the desire to need sexual behavior. Was that
Pretty much,
Freud?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's kind of like, why? He was probably some kind of narcissistic sexaholic or something, and yet we're studying over his theories. Okay.
No, like I think he tried to help people cope with stuff by talking about sex. Like I think that that's part of what he was doing
He's
as
like,
like a therapist.
yeah, like, what's your problem? Have you ever thought that it's because you're addicted to sex or you're thinking about sex or what? I'm like, yeah, he would definitely not be my therapist.
Nope.
Um,
It's like actually no, I haven't thought about it very much. I'm a teenager still, actually.
yeah. Exactly. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I kind of question. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, um, let's see. Lorenz, an animal behavior expert, instead saw aggression as adaptive rather than self-destructive. The two agreed that aggressive energy is instinctive, so innate, unlearned, and universal. If not discharged, aggressive energy supposedly builds up until it explodes or until an appropriate stimulus releases it, like a
Hmm.
mouse releasing a mouse trap. The idea that aggression is an instinct collapsed as the list of supposed human instincts grew to include nearly every conceivable human behavior. So, nearly 6,000 supposed instincts were enumerated in one of the 1924 survey of social science books. The social scientists had tried to explain social behavior by naming it. It's tempting to play the explaining by naming game. Why do sheep stay together? Because of herd instinct. Okay, keep going. The idea of aggression is instinctive also fails to account for the variations of aggressiveness from person to person and culture to culture. How would a shared human instinct for aggression explain the difference between peaceful Iroquois before white invaders came and hostile Iroquois after the invasion? Okay. Aggression is sometimes rooted in basic evolutionary impulses through much of human history. Purpose aggression improves the odds of survival and reproduction. Um, we don't like, I'm trying to like figure out where in there. So I have a son that he is saying like some of it being biological. So I do have some brothers that they can be kind of aggressive, but, and I think, is this a trait that's biological? It's certainly not learned behavior.
Mm.
Um, and so I don't know if I really with the biological. Okay. So men may also become aggressive when their social status is challenged. Violence committed against the right people at a time was a ticket to social success. Uh, Barkley is not an isolated example across three experiments. College men motivated to increase their status were more aggressive towards others face to face. So that one is instinctive behavior and evolutionary psychology.
Mm.
Mm. Neutral influences, genetic influences. Oh, that was the one I was kind of looking for. So it's been long known that animals can breed for aggressive, suggesting a role for genetics and aggressive behavior.
That's so
So,
interesting.
yeah, so Finnish psychologist took normal mice and bred the most aggressive ones together. She did the same with the least aggressive ones. After repeating the procedure for 26 generations, she had a set of fierce mice and one set of placid mice. Aggressiveness also varies from individual people, and some of the variation is likely due to genetic influence. Compared to fractional twins, identical twins are more likely to be similar in their levels of aggression, such as agreeing on whether they have a violent temper or have gotten into fights of convicted criminals who are twins. So, in studying and examining residents in Sweden, those with genetic siblings convicted of violent crimes are four times or more likely to be convicted themselves. So
Interesting.
that one I do find really interesting, especially like when they breed the mice. Like
Hmm.
they do a lot of different experiments where they do that with mice and then look at their generational behavior. So it's interesting how like a temperament like that can be brought down. And I mean, like my grandpa did fighting chickens,
Oh
and
my gosh.
my brother has bred some of those, and they specifically breed things together. Um, I don't know if they've thought about like their temperament in breeding them, but I know that you do that with dogs. Like if I
Yeah.
were ever to get a dog, the more calm and mild, like temperate, the parents are, then you're going to get a dog that's similar to that. So that wasn't really one of the questions, but I did find it interesting.
No, yeah, that's super interesting.
So, um, we have some questions here. What is relative deprivation and how is it related to crime?
Mm,
Review the research on aggression cues and violence. Or we can just kind of understand a little bit more about this. So,
mm,
um, neutral influences um, are, let's see, because aggression is a complex behavior, no one spot on the brain controls it. Researchers found brain neural systems in both animals and humans facilitate aggression. When scientists activate those brain areas, hostility increases. When they deactivate them, hostility decreases. Docile animals can thus be provoked into rage, and raging animals into submission. That's interesting. Can I get one of those for my kids?
seriously.
What is
Oh
that?
my gosh.
Brain neural systems in both animals and humans facilitate aggression. That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, so they place an electrode on an aggression inhibiting area of a domineering monkey's brain. The smaller monkey, given a button that activating the electrode, learned to push it every time the tyrant monkey became intimidating. Brain activation works with humans too. After receiving painless electrical stimulation on her amygdala, one woman became enraged and smashed her guitar against a wall, barely missing her psychiatrist's head.
Oh my gosh.
So does that mean that
Fuck.
violent people's brains are in some way abnormal?
I don't know.
So it says to find out, Adrienne Rains used brain scans to measure brain activity in murders and measure the amount of gray matter in
Mm,
men with antisocial conduct disorder. They found that the prefrontal cortex, which acts like an emergency brake on deeper brain areas involved in aggressive behavior, was 14% less active than normal in murderers,
mm,
excluding those that had been abused by their parents, and 15% smaller in antisocial men. Another study found that more aggressive and violent men had smaller amygdalas. More aggressive and violent men. Interesting.
that
So,
is.
I mean, so which psychology class are you taking right now?
Developmental psychology.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I'll
Hmm.
take that one. So I've just taken psychology, but and you learn about the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala and all that stuff. And so with my kids right now, um, they I have my one that's younger, he tends to get quick to anger, but and like, his prefrontal cortex is still developing. If
Hmm.
kids have any, I don't know if you learned it, if kids have any ADHD kind of stuff, it says that it can take longer for their prefrontal cortex to be fully developed. So I
Oh
think it
yeah.
says between like 18 to 20 women's is fully developed. If they have ADHD, it could take up to 26. And that's like their cognitive thinking, logic and reasoning. And so in men, it's usually 24 to 26 in a normal typical male. So if they have any form of autism, then it could take, even longer. So when I am
Crazy.
parenting my child, I definitely understand that their prefrontal cortex is not fully developed and they don't have the ability to reason and have complete logic as a fully developed parent, such as myself. So I give them a little
Yeah.
bit of grace in that area, but I also don't tolerate it at the same time, and I
No, yeah.
instruct and teach. So it's interesting that they've actually gone and studied with the aggression and that they found that it's doesn't function as highly, or with the amygdala, that it's actually smaller.
Hmm. No, yeah, that's like so interesting to me. And then
Yeah.
like I think about like how this is a little bit off topic kind of, but I have a friend who's got ADHD and she's younger like me. And so like her brain's not fully developed, but I think about like how they always warn people like don't drink before your brain's fully developed and she's like out partying all the time and I'm like, oh, it's even worse now because she's got ADHD and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I definitely haven't like thought about that. That's really interesting. Gotta check our time. It says we're running out. Oh, we got 10 minutes. Okay.
Oh, we're good.
So, um, that means I'll be like at 10:50, I think. Oh, let me see. I can't minimize Zoom. Yeah, that is really interesting. We don't think about the brain developing and how different things can damage how they work. But it's like one year I went and studied like fluoride and how fluoride actually affects your pituitary gland. And
Oh,
they,
that's so interesting.
yes, it is really interesting. And so it's like, yeah, I don't know if you've studied what the pituitary gland is, what they've studied and found that it's responsible for. Have you studied that at all?
I probably did at one point.
It's like, so it's a higher spiritual connection. And so
Oh,
it makes me wonder sometimes, like, there are people that study this stuff that, like, I mean, if they or scientists have found how to clone animals, I'm like, of course they have to understand what the pituitary gland is. And are they purposely separating us from being able to have a deeper connection with God? I don't know, but
that's
you
crazy.
you look at fluoride, and fluoride is in most toothpastes. It's in a lot of water systems. It's like, and sure, it does have some benefits of being able to strengthen the teeth, but talking with dentists, it's like not necessarily. There's so many other things.
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
so
So
interesting.
yeah, the brain is an interesting thing.
Hmm.
Okay, so is there anything that with the questions that you found interesting or anything that you wanted to go over or um, need a little clarification or understanding or just wanted to talk about it for the last little bit?
Let's see. I'm gonna scroll through. Oh, that's interesting. Because okay, it's number six. Explain the effects found to be associated with playing video games and aggression. And
Oh,
we talked about that in my class because obviously, like kids play a lot of video games, and like
mhm.
so we talk about like how that affects their development and stuff. Um, and it definitely does encourage aggression. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, we did a test in class, which was kind of fun, where like one group of kids, one group of students, I guess, but we're adults. But we some of us saw like a super like intense music video, like kind of violent, and then they left the room, and then the other group came back and they watched a video of like someone playing like Peace in Christ, and then we were all asked like this question, like, okay, say someone like cuts you off in traffic, you either flip them off, say some not so nice things to them, or oh, they're probably going to the temple and they're late. It was funny. But yeah, like no one from the aggressive music video said the temple one, which was funny.
Mm, that is funny. Yeah, my our big joke in our family is that when people are being crazy on the road, we're like, they probably have to go poop really bad. Be kind to them. So yeah, I did a research paper on video games for my BYU pathways. It's definitely
Mhm.
been an area because I really don't like video games, but when video games were the violent video games, they were actually implemented in the military because they were having soldiers coming back from war that were so PTSD and unable to engage in physical harm that's actually where video games first started. It was to help
Oh my gosh.
numb the soldiers from killing other people. So
Oh
I
my God.
definitely believe that there is the link to aggression and playing aggressive video games. So in mine,
That's crazy.
I have it increases aggressive thoughts, it increases aggressive behavior, and it reduces empathy. That's like a really
Mhm.
big one. So prolonged
Yeah.
exposure to violent games can lead to lower levels of empathy, making individuals less responsive to others' suffering. And I think that's like one of the biggest ones. And
Mhm.
desensitization. So they become desensitized to violence, reducing their natural aversion to aggression. And so you can see how the military would use that as a tool to help their soldiers who are coming back traumatized from these war type situations. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, so my brother, he wanted to join the military and he decided to join the Marines. And he does play video games, and probably they're really aggressive ones as well.
Mm.
And when he went off, he's like, I'm going to go kill me some Afghanistans. And I'm like, Peter, those
The heck?
are Heavenly Father's children as well. But it's like, was that linked to playing all those video games? I'm just going to go and, shoot these people. And it's like, they are Heavenly Father's children. So I do think that that one is definitely really interesting.
Hmm.
So, got 4 more minutes. Um,
Okay.
yeah. And I think like addressing media's influence on aggression.
Mm.
Let's see, given that television and the other forms of media have been shown to cause increased aggression, what do you think could or should be done to control the cause of violence? Be sure to mention evidence for against the catharsis hypothesis. So, going back to a couple of our other chapters, like with media, and it talked about the desensitization. That's like the big one. The more that we see, the more that we're used to certain behavior, the more it becomes normal. That's like with LGBTQ, it's with how people react to different things, it's with violence, it's with empathy. And we see that across all of our our television, our media, our news, and it's like it becomes the norm.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
So
like, I don't know. And they always talk about how like so good it is to like go outside and do anything but TV, really. But so
yeah.
like that's just like another benefit to it is like because there's so many things in the media that are like so unnecessary.
Yeah. I know, like, why don't we just sort of Remy it? Why don't we change the news to talk about more positive and helping things, How inspiring is it to see all the good that comes across? It's like, wow, I want to be that type of person instead of, just feeling, the destructive nature of what's going on. So
I don't know. It's
anyway,
like it makes the world seem a lot worse than it probably is, just because you only hear about the bad stuff.
yeah, no, I agree. Well, we only have just a few minutes left.
Mm.
I hope your week goes well. And if you have any questions or if you find any study aids that you think I would be interested in, just let me know.
No, yeah.
So,
I mean, like I'll make my study guide, and so like I can email that to you, and you can use it if you
sure,
want. But
sure. Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'll do whatever. I got to get good grades on my tests. So that's the only thing
makes
that's
sense.
gonna, it's the only thing that's gonna keep me from failing is just to really study. So,
No, yeah. It gets stressful, especially when you study so many different ways and like you haven't found like the right one yet. It's ridiculous.
yeah, yeah, sounds good. Well, have a great week and I hope you feel better.
Yeah, thanks you
So,
too.
thank you. Okay,
Maybe next
bye.
week. Bye.
Okay.